You are what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for.
Okay, today I have a fun project that I want to share with you. Previously, I had sorted through all of my scraps, and I had a bin of backgrounds and sort of projects in the works, and I'm just going to show you that really quickly. So I've got all of these fun things that I've created or made using pattern paper or alcohol inks. For example, these ones here are alcohol ink backgrounds, and this one is some painted background. There's some card bases. I'm not going to worry about those, but basically what I want to do is go through and pick out 4 backgrounds that I've created and make a couple of cards with them. I figured I wanted to use some of these things up. I've had them sitting here for I don't know how long, and I'd like to turn some of them into cards. So before I choose what I'm going to use here, I've got some sentiments that I have cut out using scraps of cardstock. I used some scrap black and some scrap white, and I've created 4 sentiments that I'm going to pull together to make very simple cards. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet. I know that I'm going to use these 4 sentiments: be kind, sending smiles, you the best, and thankful. And these are all from Simon Says Stamp. I believe these 2 are from Kathy Zielski, and these 2, I think they were in some card kits. I'm not 100%. If I can find them, I'll link them in the description box down below. So I'm going to set these ones aside. And I'm going to grab a couple of card bases. Let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 A2 size card bases. And these are pre-cut and scored. All I have to do is crease and fold them. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll grab my bone folder and crease the fold on these card bases. And then they'll be ready to work with. So this is going to go very quickly. All of the work has sort of been done for me with the sentiments already cut out, and then the background's already made. I just have to pull them together. So I'm going to pick 4 of my favorite backgrounds. I don't think I have a sentiment that kind of matches that. Let's see. We've got you the best. You the best, be kind, thankful, and sending smiles. So I want to sort of use something that I normally wouldn't use. I like this. I like this shimmery watercolor background. I like that. I also like this stenciled background. I like that. I'm going to go with that one. And then this is pretty. These are all pretty. I really like this watercolor background. It's really neat. So I need 2 more. This is a maybe. I really like that. That's pretty. So is that. Bright and fun. These 2 are beautiful. This is really nice. I like that one. Okay, let's go with, we'll go with this teal and this purple alcohol ink, and then this heart stencil and this watercolor wash. I'll save this for another day. So the first thing I need to do is cut down my panels to fit onto my cards, basically. So I want to do some fun techniques with my cardstock just to give them a little bit of something extra. So for example, for this one, I think what I might do is cut it down to fit on my card and also emboss it. So I'm going to grab an embossing folder, run this through my die cut machine, and add a little bit of texture onto that. So here are all my embossing folders. I don't have too many, but I mean I have enough to make me sort of wonder which one to pick, because there's a lot. Alright, so now I need to figure out which part of this I want, and I'm thinking more this area here. So I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. It'll probably get cut down even more, but I thought I'll just start with that. So I'm going to add this. This one will be garbage. I'm going to add this back into my scrap pile because I can make another card with it. Now let's get this panel embossed and see what it looks like. Okay, that's really pretty. Bit of subtle texture on there. I like that. Now, how do I want to put this on my card? I think I'd like to have it like coming in at like a weird Jennifer McGuire style angle. I'm going to grab a piece of black cardstock, just a scrap, and I'm going to mat this onto that black cardstock. Okay, and then I'm going to have this sort of come in at an angle like that. There we go. And then I'll trim off the excess. I'll just use my scissors. I'm going to make sure I get this all before I flip it over and reveal it. Oh. Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Yikes. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of a do-over. I think we're going to have to move it up a bit. Now we need a new card base because this one's messed up. All right, let's try that again. And this time I'll apply adhesive here. Oh, I really screwed this up. Okay, I need to square this part off. There we go. That's what I wanted. Took us quite a bit to get there. Now I just need to figure out how to put my sentiment. Oh, I like that. I think I like that, sort of going with that angle, with it branching out just a little bit. So we're going to glue that down just like that. I'm going to use liquid glue this time because I want to make sure it adheres. And so I've got a shadow layer and I've got 2 die cut layers of white cardstock for my word, just to give it a little bit more of a pop. I don't really like stacking die cuts because I feel like it's double the work, but sometimes it's worth it when you have just a sentiment on your card and you just want to step it up a little bit. It gives it that extra bit of dimension without adding too much to the card. So I'll grab an acrylic block and just set it on there until that dries. Okay, so we ended up saving this one. I almost wrote it off as a loss, but we saved it, and now we have this gorgeous card out of just a scrap background that I wasn't really going to do anything with. And now we have this beautiful card. This is so gorgeous, and it's got so much shimmer. I used shimmer paints to watercolor this little rainbow background, and I think adding an embossing folder to that just takes a simple background and steps it up to be extra special. I love this. This is really pretty. All right, let's move on to the next card. Hopefully this one won't be an epic fail. So here we're going to use this rainbow background, and let's get this cut down. That's fun. All right, let's get this matted on some black cardstock. Hopefully we can turn this background into a card with a lot less trouble than we did the first time around. Okay, let's get this trimmed down. All right, let's get this lined up onto our card. Yeah, like that. There we go. And now we'll cut off the extra. Okay. Now let's see. I like sending smiles. That's cute. Oh yes, just like that. I like that sort of colorful background and then the sentiment breaking off into the white space. I like the way that looks for some reason. So making sure there's the same amount of space for my sentiment from the left and the right, and also making it on the same angle as the pattern paper. And I'll grab an acrylic block and set that on my sentiment until it dries. There we go. That's super cute. And again, a card made out of just a background that I probably had sitting in my little box for several years. I don't really know how long it's been since I made this background. So there we go, card number 2 complete. All right, let's try something with these alcohol backgrounds. Now this is on really thick Yupo paper. It's really nice. It's got some Tim Holtz metallics. I forget what it's called. I think this is like Foundry or something like that, but I loved playing with these alcohol inks. So let's see how we can turn this into a card, maybe something a bit different. Maybe we cover the entire card base with this. I think that'll look really nice. So I'm going to cut this down so that this is going to measure 4 by 5 1/4, and then I'll cut this down 1/4 inch smaller to layer so that we get the white card base, the black, and the panel. So let's do that. Let's check that out. Hopefully I did that right. I think I did. There we go. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, cool. Let's layer this onto the card base. Let's get this guy centered on our black layer. And I'll set my acrylic block to help that sort of adhere. And then I think we're going to go with the Thankful die cut, if I can find it. I've got it here somewhere. I think I'm just going to go with the letters and not the outline. I'm just going to use the Thankful letters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around and put my washi tape on the front so that I can keep my letters intact, like so. Okay. And now I should be able to lift up my shadow layer and leave the letters behind with the correct spacing in between them. That's the plan here. I want to make sure that the letters stay with the correct spacing, so when I adhere them down, they're not sort of wonky or whatever. Now I just need to pop out this circle in the letter A. Okay. And now I'm going to apply my adhesive to the letters. And I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to ooze out and catch the washi tape. So I'm just going to put little tiny dots of adhesive. And now I'm going to line this up onto my card, and hopefully I get it nice and straight. I'm going to kind of look for the bottom of the letters. Oh man, this is not working out the way I wanted to. Okay, I don't know if this is straight. I'm really, really hoping that it is. I don't know if this is going to work out the way I intended it. I guess we're going to find out in a second. Oh, that's not too bad. That's actually not bad at all. So I'm going to let that adhesive adhere to the card, and I'll put my acrylic block on it and let it set. And then our third card is complete. That's beautiful. I am in love with this. I don't know what took me so long to use this background. Oh man. Okay, let's go to the fourth card. Okay, for our last card, we have one sentiment and one background left. And I want to figure out how I want to put this on my card. So this is made with photo paper. I used Kodak inkjet photo paper to create this beautiful background. And let's see how we can turn this into a beautiful card. Okay, let's see if this idea works. I'm going to grab some scrap black cardstock. And I suppose I can start with this one, I think. I'm going to see if I can't use up more of this background than I originally thought I would. Okay, let's start there. I have an idea. Okay. 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 I don't want to mess this up at this point. That is so cool. I really like that. Let's see if we can salvage a little piece of this for the inside of the card. Okay, so this one took the longest, but I think it's just so fun. Like, I've never made anything like this before. And then we're going to pop this. Yeah, we're going to pop it in that big bottom square. I'm really proud of myself for, digging into those backgrounds that I had made forever ago and actually putting them to use and creating cards with them. All right, let's recap what we've made so far today. You the best, sending smiles, thankful, and be kind. These are just absolutely beautiful cards made with basically scrap backgrounds. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Coming up on screen are a couple of videos I think you may enjoy. Have yourself a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!